And my camera is frozen. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's fix this really quickly. Bingo, we're good. All right, let's do that again. Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. As far as tonight's Friday Night Smackdown does go, I'm going to be completely honest. I was bored with a good portion of this show until the main event segment, probably. And Santos Escobar and LA Knight was good. I don't know if I'd call it great. I thought it was kind of dumb where they tried to double team LA Knight before the match with the baby faces and then but for the most part, I thought, it was just a show. Other than that main event segment, tonight's SmackDown was just a show. But with that, I want to say thank you if you are watching this show live here on Twitch, live or later on YouTube, or listening on podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, head over to YouTube, hit that join button, and become a channel member. Finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're claiming one of the free games or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Trying to play Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales before Marvel Spider-Man 2 comes out in October? Use our code on the Epic Game Store. Trying to claim one of the free games like Guacamelee Super Turbo or Guacamelee 2? Trying to get Bumblebee in Rocket League or get into that new season of Fortnite? Again, use code right here, PWUNLIMITED at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. I'm going to butcher this name. Shivine says, what happened to the wrestling wrap-up? Busy day. Last night till about midnight, I was out at a photo shoot, and then today I had to do another photo shoot. Busy day. Oh, Dwayne, I also already pre-ordered Spider-Man 2. Marvel Spider-Man 2 for the PS5. The game is going to be great. If it's anything like Spider-Man and Miles Morales, game's gonna be great. Can't wait. So those are two of my all-time favorite games. Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. Probably my two favorite games of all time. Like, love. But as far as SmackDown does go, didn't really love this show. I really enjoyed the main event segment, but outside of that, the show opens up with a video package chronicling what's gone down so far with the Bloodline, especially after last week. Kayla Braxton's in the parking lot. She says, the Bloodline's arriving. The Bloodline just got here. And let's see what goes down with them. Solo gets out, opens the door for Roman. Roman gets out. Heyman gets out. Kayla then asks, so what's Jay's status in the Bloodline? And Heyman's like, looking around like, you see him here? Yeah, I don't, no. And we go from there, straight into the Gauntlet match. Dwayne, Luke never does the SmackDown reviews. It's always me, Solo on Fridays. So Street Profits come out first for the Gauntlet match, which just quietly added the Hit Row. They just quietly added a Hit Row to this match. Didn't even tell us. Not even on their website did they advertise Hit Row. They're just out there. So Pretty Deadly won the whole thing, but the Brawling Brutes and the Street Profits win the whole thing. And this beginning part only goes 2.5 minutes, and I'm baffled, mind blown that they beat the Street Profits that quick. Like, what? They beat the Street Profits that fast? Again, mind blown. Just crazy. The Brutes and the Profits begin the match with Montez Ford facing off against Sheamus. Ford chops Sheamus with some, which Sheamus no-sells. As a result, Sheamus lands an Irish Curse backbreaker and tags in Holland, who suplexes Ford. Eventually, Ford hits a step-up in Zaguri to take control, and there's a tag to Angelo Dawkins, who landed a spinning corkscrew elbow on Holland. Sheamus then got in after a blind tag and hit a bro kick on Dawkins and eliminates them, again, 2.5 minutes in. Jeez. Next, the Good Brothers. After commercial break, the OC had control as Gallows slammed Sheamus for a 2 count. Anderson tagged in and worked over Sheamus. Anderson landed a series of forearms and tagged in Gallows, who hit a nice snap suplex before sinking in a chin lock. Gallows came off the top rope, but Sheamus caught him in the tilt-a-whirl slam. Anderson tagged in and cut off a potential hot tag to Holland. Sheamus then came right back with the bro kick on Anderson and eliminated the OC about 9 minutes into this match. So the OC lasted 9 minus 2.5. That would be about 7.5 minutes-ish. Way longer than the Street Profits did. But they also went through the commercial break. Next in, the LWO. Joaquin Wilde had control on Sheamus early on and ultimately tagged in Del Toro to attempt a few tag maneuvers. Holland tagged himself in and took control, ultimately pinning Del Toro to eliminate the LWO at about 11 minutes, so this goes about 2 more minutes. Hit Row then jumps in, but Top Dollar ran right into a bro kick to get eliminated very, very quickly. Like, no wonder they didn't advertise these guys, because they weren't going to be in longer than a stone's throw breath. Finally, it comes down to the Brawling Brutes and Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly had control early on as Kit Wilson landed a neck breaker on Holland for a 2. Elton Prince then tagged in and worked over Holland in the corner. Prince kept control with a series of elbows and forearms. Prince sank in a chin lock to slow things down. Prince then chop blocked Holland and tagged in Wilson. Pretty Deadly then went for a double team move, but Holland countered with a sloppy double back body drop. Sheamus then received a hot tag and cleaned house. Sheamus hit a pair of Irish Curse backbreakers on Wilson and Prince, and then slammed Prince onto Wilson. Sheamus fired up the crowd and went for a bro kick, but Wilson ducked it. As a result, Sheamus hit an Alabama slam and got a 2 off of it. Holland then took Prince to the outside before long, Wilson made his way to the apron, where, along with Prince, they were the subject of 10 beats of the Baldwin. Actually, it was more than 10. Sheamus pounded on Wilson for like ever. Sheamus then lifted Wilson and Prince hit a blind tag. And then they hit their top rope leg drop, pick up the victory. So there we go. Pretty Deadly win. Pretty Deadly then become the new #1 contenders for the tag team champions. And then they like scamper up the ramp and they go to commercial and you think, all right, that's it with them. Come back from the break and they're still in the ring. Huh? So they're still in the ring, and then out comes Sammy. And Sami Zayn congratulates Pretty Deadly. Zayn said nobody expected Pretty Deadly to win, and they got a little offended by that. He said, but since they won, they overstayed their welcome. Zayn told Pretty Deadly, get the hell out of the ring. Prince made fun of Zayn's hair. Wilson said that they're going to become the new tag team champions, and they'll stay out and celebrate even longer when that happens. Pretty Deadly played this off even longer with some of their catchphrases and whatnot. Zayn then asked Owens if it bothered him. And Owens blew up, saying that he wants to punch Pretty Deadly in their stupid faces. Owens and Zayn ran to the ring, and Pretty Deadly retreated. Ergo. That was it. Like, what? We need that? Not really. Tyreek, yes, you can pre-order Spider-Man now. Pre-orders for Spider-Man 2 on PS5 went up today. Like, I'll give you the link. Or you just do it on your PS5. Like, I'm not getting the collector's edition because that's very expensive. But if you just want Spider-Man 2 launch edition, bingo, bango, bongo, there you go. $69.99. But then you can get the deluxe edition as well, which gives you some costumes, which I'm not sure if I want the costume or if I care about the costumes, the special costumes. Because it's like, they just look like Assassin's Creed costumes. I know they're brand new, exclusive for the game, never been seen in comics or movies or anything, or cartoons, none of that. But it's like, there'll be plenty of cool costumes in this game. If we've learned anything from the first two games, there are going to be costumes galore in this game to unlock. I might get the director's or the deluxe. I don't know. Because I can always change. I got the regular now, but I can always change it. I can always cancel my pre-order and get the deluxe. Probably not, though. Roman Reigns was sitting backstage with Paul Heyman, and Heyman asked Reigns if he had spoken to Jay at all. Reigns says he hasn't. Reigns reiterated that he's the tribal chief, and Jay should reach out to him, not the other way around. Reigns then told Heyman that Heyman needs to go find and talk to Jay. So then we had a 2.5-minute match. It was Zelina Vega versus Io Sky. Short and dirty. Dissension. And damage control. So Vega started the match off quickly by asking for a handshake. But Sky hit her instead. There's a lot of quick action to begin, and the two traded offense. Sky slowed things down by working over Vega's arm. Vega then went to run the ropes, but Bayley stopped her. From there, Sky rolled up Vega and got a visual 3 count, but Bayley had the referee distracted, and so, well, Sky didn't win. Sky got mad, yelled at Bayley. Vega then responded by hitting a 619 on Sky, and while Sky was yelling at Bayley, and then pinned her to pick up the victory. So there we go. Just building more dissension for damage control, which we see even more later. Daniel, I got the launch edition, which is just the base game, basically. But you get some pre-order bonuses with it. But I didn't get like the deluxe edition. I'll show you what I got. Spider-Man 2 pre-order bonus. Pre-order bonus gives you, so if you get any edition, and I ain't paying $250 for the collector's edition. Like, the statue's cool, but I'm not paying $250 for that statue. So if you get the regular edition, you get. Well, now that I'm looking at this, I might get I might switch to the digital deluxe because there's actually a lot of cool suits. Because you get the two. Okay, so I already get the 2 Assassin's Creed looking suits with the standard edition, just as a pre-order bonus. So I think I am going to switch for $10 more. I might cancel my pre-order. Yeah, okay. Now that I'm looking at this, okay, I know this isn't a Spider-Man podcast, but screw it. So this is, if you look here, this is what you get for regular pre-ordering the game. Just pre-ordering the base game. You get these 2 suits that look like Assassin's Creed. You get the web suitor gadget, and then you get 3 skill points. You get the digital deluxe. You get additional model items, I think it says. Mode items. 2 more points, and all these suits. Okay, I didn't realize that. I think I might switch. I might switch to this digital deluxe. As we get back to talking Smackdown. Go back to my notes. Bianca Belair confronted Adam Pearce in the back. My notes just froze. Let me refresh these. Okay, Bianca Belair confronted Adam Pearce backstage, and Pearce said that he didn't have an answer for when she'd get her rematch against Asuka. Belair said if Pearce won't give her an answer, she's just going to do things her own way. And in a wild twist, the Grayson Waller effect was next, complete with Charlotte Flair. And, well, Bianca at one point. So we go to the back again. And Bayley's there with Io. Shotzi interrupts. Shotzi says if it wasn't for Bayley, she would have beat Io and qualified for Money in the Bank. And Bayley goes, well, you didn't. So, yeah, you're not in the match. She goes, okay, if you're so confident that I shouldn't be in the match anyways, put your spot on the line. Put your spot on the line, and let's see who the better woman is. And Bayley's like, well, and then Io goes, she accepts. Shotzi goes, all right, I'm going to talk to Adam and make this thing official then. Bayley then looks at Io and goes, hey, what the heck was that for? And Io's just like, huh? I was only trying to help. Like, Bayley wasn't making a decision, so there we go. I thought that was pretty funny. So next week, it will be Bayley versus Io. And if Io, or not Bayley versus Io, Bayley versus Shotzi. And if Shotzi wins, Shotzi gets Bayley's spot in Money in the Bank. I hope Shotzi doesn't win. I like Shotzi, but I'd rather see Bayley in the match. Yes, Daniel, I know about the statue. The statue's badass, but where am I going to put it? What am I going to do with it? I'm not like a super big collector's edition guy anyways. I've never gotten the collector's edition of a game. Anyways, we have the Grayson Waller effect. Waller welcomed his special guest, Charlotte Flair. Waller said that it's great having Charlotte there, and the crowd wooed. Waller talked about Charlotte versus Asuka and the history that they've had together. Waller said it's not the same Asuka that Charlotte will be facing that she's faced in the past, though. Waller said that it's the same. Waller asked Charlotte, are you ready to become a 15-time women's champion? Charlotte responded by saying that, yeah, and I've got Asuka's number. I've had Asuka's number. Waller then said, okay, well, can I do a woo? And she's like, go for it. So he wooed, and then out comes Bianca Belair. Bianca comes down to the ring and said someone will have to explain how things are working right now because Charlotte got an opportunity for the women's title and Belair didn't. Charlotte got up and walked towards Bianca. Charlotte said that she called her shot and got it, and she won't apologize for getting the title shot. Charlotte said that she never got a rematch when Rhea beat her at WrestleMania. Belair said she stayed, unlike Charlotte. Belair tried to do it the right way, and maybe Belair should take things into her own hands too. Charlotte said that she stepped away, but didn't run away. And Charlotte said that she's picked herself up every time, and she is a champion, with or without the title. She asked Belair, can you say the same for yourself? Bianca says she's the longest reigning women's champion of the modern era. Belair told Charlotte, put some respect on her name. Bianca said that the past is the past, and because she's not getting a rematch, she is going to be ringside when Asuka defends against, while Asuka and Charlotte wrestle at Money in the Bank. The match is not at Money in the Bank, which is weird. The match is on Smackdown. Anyways, Belair ended the segment by saying that the belt is going to come back to her and left the ring. Charlotte stood there as Bianca left. Now, weird thing is, this match is not happening on Money in the Bank, even though Bianca said Money in the Bank, which is weird. It's the SmackDown before Money in the Bank, the night before. At least that's how it was advertised last week, unless it's been changed. Let me go to WWE's website and see. They changed it to Money in the Bank. Let's go to Money in the Bank. Yeah, no, it's not advertised for Money in the Bank. So someone, Bianca, flubbed up. Backstage, Heyman tried talking to Jey Uso and apologized to Jey for being right last week. Heyman said Jimmy is jealous of Jey. Heyman said Jey didn't deserve it, and for that, Heyman wants to say him sorry. Jey said that he was sorry too, because if he stays in the bloodline, well, Heyman is out. And the two stare at each other. I still never understood that. I still never got the whole, if I'm in, you're out, OG. Like, what does that mean? Why? Is that basically he said, I don't want Heyman around if I'm going to be in the bloodline? I don't get that. So then we had another 2.5 minute match. It was Scarlett and Karrion Kross taking on AJ Styles and Michin. And I didn't have any expectations going into this match, and well, I didn't have any expectations coming out of this match. Kross and Styles started off the match with Styles getting the upper hand. Michin tagged in and landed a DDT on Kross. Scarlett then came in to even things out, but Michin came right back with some kicks and a German suplex. Scarlett tagged in Cross, and Styles instantly had a Styles clash on Cross. Scarlett broke it up and punched AJ. The women fell outside, and Cross hit the cross hammer and picked up the victory. So there we go. So yeah, there's it. Cross and Scarlett defeated AJ and Michin. Backstage, Reigns asked Heyman if he talked to Jay. And the two sat in silence for a bit because Heyman didn't have much of an explanation. Solo Sikoa kind of intimidated Heyman, and he ran away. Solo asked Reigns if he needed Solo to handle things. Reigns said they got plenty of time. Also, so they give Roman this new belt. So he's only got one to have to carry around, right? But then he's still got all three there. Like, he's got like this little pyramid stack. He's got 1, 2, 3. What the fuck? Why do you need all three belts? Because as we saw later, Roman's carrying the new belt. Heyman's still got the other two. Okay. Cameron Grimes is being interviewed backstage. And he said that he's been having a bunch of fun on Friday Night SmackDown, but barely got the line out before Baron Corbin attacked him. And that's how it left. They're going to face off next week. Mysterio then enters the ring and has a microphone in hand. Mysterio said that there's one accomplishment he's truly proud of in his career, and that's reforming the LWO. Mysterio then introduced Santos Escobar. Mysterio gave the mic to Escobar, who said timing is everything. Escobar said that he's worked hard and made a lot of sacrifices for the opportunity of a lifetime and Money in the Bank. Escobar thanked Mysterio and said that he loved Mysterio. Escobar said Rey inspired him and he will fight for Rey and the others. Escobar was then cut off by LA Knight. Knight came down to the ring, pushed Rey to the mat, and Escobar drop kicked him. Rey went for a 619, and LA Knight retreated before we go to a commercial break. After that commercial break, we got another 2-minute match. Well, technically 2 minutes we saw on TV. The match started during the break with Santos Escobar and LA Knight. So what we saw was Knight in control. It wasn't long, though, before Escobar took out Knight and hit a nice looking backbreaker. Escobar came off the top for a crossbody, which got him a 2 count. Escobar landed a running knee and lifted Knight, but Knight worked out and slammed Escobar, much to the delight of the crowd. Knight hit a jumping elbow and got a 2 off of it. Escobar kicked Knight and ultimately rolled Knight up to pick up the victory. So Santos Escobar does defeat LA Knight. After the match, Knight attacks Escobar until Mysterio comes and makes the save. And there we go. So we're in the back again with Jey Uso. And he's walking. And he comes up. Sami Zayn. Sami stands up from his seat and kind of just nods. And walks away. Jey keeps walking. And Roman's music hits as Roman, Heyman, and Solo make their way down to the ring. We then get stuff for next week announced. Next week, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler will face Isla Dawn and Alba Fire to unify the Women's and NXT Tag Team Championships. Also for next week, Braun Strowman will take on Cameron Grimes, and Shotzi will take on Bayley for her spot in Money in the Bank. We then got the Bloodline. Bloodline main event. This is the best thing on the show by far, leaps and bounds. Oh boy. So Roman asked Lexington to acknowledge him. And this crowd was not that great of a crowd. At least it didn't come off like it on TV. I don't know if they were better live, but they didn't seem like they were the greatest of crowds live. He said, acknowledge me, and then immediately Jey Uso's music hits. Well, the Usos' music hits, and Jey comes down to the ring. Roman said that he knows the crowd wants answers, and Roman asked Jey, you in or you out? As the crowd starts chanting Uso. Jey responds by saying it's either going to be Heyman or him. Either I'm in, he's out, or he's in and I'm out, basically. Roman said, when Jey's tribal chief, Jey can pick who he wants to be as his wise man. But Heyman, for now, is Roman's wise man. Roman said that he was meant to get the family to the top, to get the bloodline where they're at. But Jey's the one to keep them at the top of the mountain. The crowd starts giving Roman the what treatment. Roman said they've been training Jey for 3 years now. And Jey is meant to eventually lead. Roman said there's a problem, though, and that's Jimmy. While Roman was talking, Jimmy starts to walk out with a microphone in hand, no music. Jimmy said, the problem isn't him. It's not the brothers. It's the cousin. Jimmy said, in reality, Roman is just using them. He's just using Jay. Jimmy asked Jay if he believes Roman over Jimmy. Roman said it took him 10 years to get the Usos on WrestleMania. Roman said Jimmy drags Jay down while Roman lifts Jay up. Roman said Jay can't be the tribal chief and a twin all at the same time. Roman recalled Jimmy having a problem with naming Jay the right-hand man. Jay looked at Jimmy and said, is that true? You don't like him calling me that? And he says, yeah, it's true. Jimmy then looked very sad and dejected. Jay starts pacing, not knowing what he's going to do next. Jay then yells at Jimmy, saying that he expected something like that from Roman. Roman to talk down like that. Not his own brother, though. Jimmy then uses Jay then uses Jimmy's real name, Joshua. Jay looks like he's about to cry and starts talking down to Jimmy. Jay said, he's the main event Uso, and that is because of Roman. Jay then screams, you know what? Joshua, you're out of the bloodline. And so am I. And he super kicks Roman in the face. Usos then also take out Solo as Roman gets to his feet. As soon as he gets to his feet, he's taken down again. Double super kick. Both Usos. Bing, bang, boom, bada, bing, bada, boom. Show goes off the air. With the Usos standing tall and Roman getting super kicked twice. And there we go. That was Friday Night Smackdown. I thought, for the most part, not a great show, but a hell of a main event. And it just looks like we're most likely going to get, eventually, Roman and Solo versus the Usos. Whether that's at Money in the Bank, whether that's at SummerSlam, whether that's at Payback. That's a long way away, though, Payback. So maybe it's an episode of SmackDown. We'll see. And I'm out of water. Well, we'll see when that match does take place, but it does look like that is the inevitable. Usos, twins are together. And, yeah. Fonzie says I was wrong. Jimmy is John. Jay is Joshua. Then why did he keep saying Joshua then? I thought he was saying Joshua to talk. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, you're right. Okay. So now I'm confused. Why was he saying Joshua then? He said something about Joshua, your older brother. Joshua, your old. Maybe he's talking. So maybe I just took it wrong and he was referencing himself then. Okay. Thank you for the clarification, though, Fonzie. I do appreciate that. So, yeah, that was Friday Night Smackdown. An okay, kind of boring for the most part episode of SmackDown with a great main event segment. I will say that for sure. But, give me 1 second. Get these polls going. Think of Night's SmackDown. Liked it. It was right. Didn't. Okay. All right. So the Twitch poll is live. Let's check the other ones. Go refresh those. As far as the Twitter poll does go, the Twitter. %8 liked the show. 8% thought it was just all right, and 2% did not like it. As far as the YouTube community poll does go, 86% liked the show, 11% thought it was just all right, and 3% didn't like it. Okay. Versus the ending was so unpredicted or unexpected. This has to be by far the best storyline in today's era. Versus love it, loved the ending, Bloodline storyline getting better every week. Versus finally the Bloodline is over. Versus I enjoyed Bianca and Charlotte. This one says, I liked SmackDown. Is this True, the end of the Bloodline. We'll see. And this person called it mid. As far as the YouTube, oh, did I not do a YouTube live poll? Whoops. I thought I did. I must have never clicked send it. Okay, hold on. We'll do a quick poll real fast. Oh, not Sackdown. Smackdown. I liked it. All right. Here we go. Now the poll is live. So let's go check the Twitch poll. 100% over on Twitch liked Smackdown. Give you guys a couple minutes. We'll talk. So tomorrow night, we will be reviewing Collision. Collision is 8 p.m. Eastern, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific. Now, I've always get this question. You're on the West Coast. How do you watch Dynamite live every week? Well, if you have a cable provider, then all you do is you go to the TNT or TBS website, log in with your cable provider, and it lets you watch both the East Coast and the West Coast feed. Lets you watch both. But I'm going to show you guys something if you didn't know this. I'm going to give you guys a little thing here. So, there is a website. If you don't have a cable provider and want to watch, or don't have, regardless, if you need a way to watch these shows and watch them live, you do this. Go to Google and type in Watch Wrestling. And then a bunch of different ones will pop up. You got Watch Wrestling AE, you got Watch Wrestling AI, you got watch-wrestling.us. There's a bunch of different ones. There's like Watch Wrestling Live and this and that. Well, just click the first one, watchwrestling.ai. You'll click into, say, Smackdown. And there'll be like 3 or 4 different feeds you can watch. And there we go. Go for Rampage. Like you can go live and see. Let's see what comes up live really fast. Sometimes you'll get some weird advertisements and whatnot. Just got to weed through those. And maybe because the show's done, so we're not going to get it live anymore. But yeah, that's all you need to do. You go to Watch Wrestling. Just Google Watch Wrestling. And that's how you can watch all the shows for free. Watch the AEW pay-per-views. Watch the WWE pay-per-views. Watch Raw. Watch SmackDown. Watch Collision. Watch Dynamite. Watch Rampage. All of it. UFC pay-per-views. I never once paid for a UFC pay-per-view. That's how I watch all the UFC pay-per-views. But as far as this poll does go here on YouTube, 82% liked the show. 18% thought it was just all right. And yes, I do pay for YouTube TV. Daniel's got a good question here. He says, how would you do an AEW Collision and a WWE PLE review at the same time? Well, I just only do the WWE one. Hence, like, we only do SmackDown reviews. A pay-per-view will take precedence over a Collision. Plain and simple. If there is a WWE pay-per-view on the same night as Collision, like SummerSlam, I'll do the WWE one. And then I'll probably end up doing the Collision review on like Monday's wrap-up, or if I've got time on the Sunday. If I've got time. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. The first one's not till SummerSlam in August, so we'll see. We'll see. There'll be the one in SummerSlam in August, and then in September, there'll be the one with Payback, because WWE announced Payback today, so yeah. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here, whether you're watching on Twitch, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, or listening on podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, we will be back live tomorrow night for the debut of AEW Collision. But with that, guys, have a great rest of your night.